Hi, we are Rob and Ali, sharing our passion of all things cruise and travel.
We're on Quantum of the Seas, the Royal Caribbean, huge ship, and we're about to post our series of videos from on board the Quantum of the Seas. So we're going to kick it off with things that we think you should know when you're traveling on the Quantum of the Seas. So very first thing is, and we have found this, there's quite a few to get through, so we're going to go through them quickly. If you've got anything you want to ask, put it in the comments below. So the very first thing that we found is, if you want to do any shore tours, if you want to do any activities on board, anything that you want to do, make sure you book them as soon as possible, and preferably before you go on the cruise, because they sell out very quickly, and once they're gone, that's it. You won't get to do them.
So that includes things like iFly and what's the other one? The
North Star.
The North Star. So those sort of things. We actually missed out on the iFly, and we looked well in advance. The drinks packages, you can leave that until you're on board, but if you check the prices before you book, just keep checking them until it hits a price that you think might be worth it for you. We'll do more on the drinks packages in another video.
Yeah, and bear in mind, for any of these activities that you book on board, if the price drops, if there's a sale on, you can cancel them and rebook them. You probably want to rebook before you cancel, or speak to them on the telephone, because if you cancel them and somebody jumps in, you may lose out on them.
Yeah, it's just a look at the
Okay,
drawer.
what have we got next?
So the next thing is there are 4 main dining rooms included in your package. I keep saying package, I don't mean package.
It's not a package,
it's just
fare.
complimentary. It's included in your fare. 2 are described as traditional, where they have 2 settings, 5 to 5:30 and 8 to 8:30, and the other 2 are anytime dining. We actually booked the anytime dining in advance and booked ourselves in for the whole cruise. What we found was then when we were on here, they were quite happy to change, and we have dined in, well, everywhere. We've dined in all of the restaurants, and it wasn't a problem to just rock up each night really, and just they would find us a seat. Yeah, find us a table.
Yeah, try them all. It's the same menus in all of the restaurants, but they are very different.
The ambience is quite different.
Very different settings, yeah.
Yes, yeah, and it makes the experience, it's lovely because it's like dining in a different restaurant.
So what are they? They're Silk, American, Icon, Grande, and
it's the last one. It's lost on me. Anyway, you'll see them. Tender tickets. Robert will go through the tender ticketing process with you.
Because Quantum of the Seas is such a large ship, it's limited the number of ports that they can actually dock at, so they use tenders. Now, there are a lot of people on these ships, and they can only use a certain number of tenders, so it takes a long while to get people off the ship and on the ship. So what they do is they allow you to collect your tender tickets the day before. Do collect those tender tickets the day before, because if you don't, you can have a very long wait. We had approximately 4 hours wait at Port Vila between the start of the tendering till the time we were actually able to get off the ship. Another thing is, we had 2 tender ports in a row. The first one, Mystery Island, we didn't get tender tickets for Mystery Island because we were just going to get off in the afternoon, and we've been before. But because we didn't have tender tickets for Mystery Island, when Mystery Island was cancelled, Royal Caribbean said to everybody, hold on to your tender tickets for the next day, which was Port Vila. So everybody who had tender tickets for Mystery Island, or who had booked on a tour, everybody who had tender tickets for Mystery Island kept them, and then had that sort of priority disembarkation in Port Vila. Anybody who didn't have tickets, or who was booked on a shore tour, because you don't need tender tickets for shore tours, they then had to take their chance and wait until all those others are gone. So get your tender tickets early.
It was a bit of a mass panic for people who had booked private tours then at Port Vila, when they realised that they might not be able to get off the ship and make their private tour. The crew were very accommodating for those people, and said if you could provide them with just a proof of booking or a letter or something, they would then try and accommodate you to get you off earlier. But it's just that thing, it's an extra bit of stress for people.
I wouldn't want to rely on them doing that.
No, there's only so many they can accommodate doing that.
So word of warning, if you are booking a private tour, you definitely need to get those tender tickets as early as possible to be able to get off the ship.
Yeah. So the next one is, now this may catch people out. All the prices on here are in US dollars.
Yeah.
That is for any extra food that you want. Excuse me, my eyes itchy. Any of the drinks that you want, the items in the shop, the casino that caught us out. We went to get $50. We just kind of go $50 is our limit. And of course, we only got $30 worth of chips because they use the exchange rate.
Yeah, we knew it was Australian dollars, but you do have to remind yourself in the shops, and you look at things and go, oh, that's not a bad price, and then you
have to convert.
You convert it. So very
just
quick
bear
on
that in mind. iFly and the North Star, so they're the big activities. iFly is the one where you put a suit on and you kind of fly up like a parachute inside. Yeah. The North Star is the one that's this huge globe and a big arm that comes out. Yeah. They are free.
Well,
on
you can.
port days.
They are. You can, if you want to get on them, I would highly recommend that you pay the charge and you book them beforehand. What happens is on port days, and it's only on port days, they are free, but they are a shortened version of both of those. Now, the way that works is at 4 o'clock on the previous day, they release them on the app for people to book. If they go very quickly. If you want to do them, set an alarm and hopefully you'll get it. If you don't turn up for the free one, you're in the bar or you forget about it or something else, if you don't turn up, there will be a $25 charge anyway. So if you really want to do them, I would recommend book and pay for them. Don't take a chance on being able to get on the free ones.
Now, you do not need to book in advance or pay for the laser tag, the roller skating, or the bumper cars. You just queue up.
Or the Flowrider.
Or the Flowrider. You turn up, say about half an hour, 3/4 of an hour before it starts. First come, first serve. So you don't need to worry about that. Just rock up when you want to do it. That is for adults as well as for the youths.
Yes.
As well, everybody can enjoy those activities. We then have. This is always a good one to know. So you get your standard towels in your room, in the shower room. The cabin attendant is more than happy to get you as many towels as you want, but there are spare towels under the bed we found in a little bag.
Yeah, a little plastic container.
So if I got out of the shower and I needed one for my hair.
If you run out of towels, look under the bed.
If you're wet, just look under the bed. You don't have to wait for your cabin attendant.
Okay. There is no laundry on the Quantum of the Seas. Nothing more to say about that. There is no laundry, but they do a laundry service
and a pressing. It's especially important for people who, especially ladies and gents who want their nice shirts and dresses pressed. They do have a pressing service. What was that one?
Ooh, late night munchies. So if you have the late night munchies, pizza is available at Sorrento's until 1 a.m. If you've been late night partying and you've missed out on your pizza and it's after 1 a.m, the cafe is 24 hours. I've got a truck coming past here. We'll let that one come past. I think it's the art on
the artwork. Yeah.
So yeah, if you have been out partying and it is after 1 a.m, you've missed your pizza, the cafe is available. They have pastries or cakes. They have little rolls. Last night I had about 4 different types of rolls.
Oh yes, rolls, wraps.
They are
freshly baked cookies, constantly available. And a really lovely touch that is available 24/7 is chopped up fruit in little plastic cartons. So that's things like pineapple and melon and things, and that's always freshly laid out. That's beautiful. You think this is not an important point? We have never seen so many people go for munchies 1 o'clock and after. It just nobody goes to bed until they've had their pizza.
Look, especially if you're in the pub and the guy on the guitar is singing and he just keeps going and going and going, and before you know it, it's too late. So okay, we better crack on with these.
We better
running out of time.
Okay, so this is one of the few cruise ships where we've seen this kettles in the room. So you're probably all thinking, yay, kettles in the room, we can have our nice hot chocolate or something special.
Absolutely.
There is.
There's many people with babies or young children might want to warm up some water and put some milk in or whatever. But the point is there are kettles in the room. If you want one, there are kettles in the room, and it does come with tea, coffee, sugar, and milk cartons as well.
But that is available 24/7 as well. Is coffee, tea, hot water. That's in a few places. So you're well catered for
Now,
there.
one that was very dear to my heart: hairdryers.
Sorry, I didn't think he was going to say that.
Over to you.
Genuine laugh. So as with all cabins, they have the hairdryers included. Unfortunately, in our cabin, please let me know if it was just in our cabin, but the hairdryer, it wasn't made and certainly didn't have one of the diffusers that.
The art's coming past again.
The diffusers where you can style your hair. It just had the big round end, and ladies, gents, you'll know that just makes your hair fluffy and go all over the place. So on this occasion, I would recommend that you bring your own hairdryer if you need to style your hair.
Okay, for those of you who are not very tech savvy, who don't like doing things on the app, or who just like planning on paper, the dailies are available on paper, and you can get those from the guest services. Now, another thing that's also on paper, and this is as standard, are all the restaurant menus. So when you go into your main dining room or you go into any of the specialty dining rooms, the menus are all on paper. They're on the app if you want to use them as well, but they all come on paper.
Yeah, they're very detailed on the app, but it was a real pleasure to be able to go into a restaurant and be given a proper menu, so people weren't all sitting on the app deciding on what to eat.
How are we going?
Okay, so the next one was app chat. So app chat is free. This is marvelous. So this means on the app you can send messages to anybody that you make friends with on the ship, but also all the rest of your party, fans, family and friends. Tell them where you are, tell them where you're going to meet up. It's instant messaging. Have a little conversation. I'm in the pool, I'll meet you here. Fantastic.
I did notice though, it didn't ping, or you have to keep looking at it. It didn't ping or make a note. If you have anything booked, it did come through to, it's connected to my watch. It did come through to my watch, but
to remind
but
you
it doesn't
have
make a ping or
activity.
noise, so you do need to keep looking at it.
Yeah, but we found that really, really useful.
Dietary requirements. This is amazing. So they even have their own gluten-free stations set up in the Windjammer Marketplace. There is gluten-free everywhere on this ship. If you are gluten-free, if you need gluten-free food, it's there everywhere. There is also in the main dining room, we've not come across this before, but in the main dining room they have a special vegan menu. Now you can see this on the app, and it's not on the normal menu. So if you are a vegan and want to see the vegan menu, ask the waitress or the waiter, and they will bring you a separate vegan menu. And it's got a number of choices on it. It's awesome. It's quite inventive. Yeah.
But you can then obviously also order from the main one. So some of the desserts I didn't like, but I could always ask for the fresh fruit platter at the end for my dessert, which was super.
Let's keep going.
Gluten-free, separate vegan. Oh, now this was a good one. This was very noticeable actually. So there are lifeguards at all the pools. They're there constantly, they stand up, they are bright red.
Even in the solarium, which is this deep.
And even in the splash zone, which is only about this deep for the kids. Yes, children are...
Just one next to your wash basin, which is...
I was going to say children are well catered for with the pools, but everybody is well catered for, from the babies to adults who just want to go and chill out in the solarium.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
I think they may be there for the people if you just had one too many cocktails in the afternoon and drift off to sleep sitting in the bench.
Yes, I mean, we all know lifeguards are not there as babysitters, but we know that when we were reminiscing about when our girls were young, we never took our eyes off them. However, you only have to sneeze and a toddler can be at the other side of the ship. So it's good that they're there.
That's excellent.
And they're everywhere. We were very happy about that. Let me just see, what was this?
PowerPoints.
Oh, the PowerPoints.
PowerPoints
yes.
in your room. There are US and there are European. So your US ones are obviously 240 volts. Your European are 110 volts. There was only one European, I think, for the 240. There were a number of 110s. No Australian. Bring adapters.
Yeah, need to bring your adapters, and like with many people now, your gadgets and your phones and watches and things are all charged, and your cameras all charged by USB outlets.
Yeah.
There are a number of those, but
I think there are only two. There's none by the side of the
we
beds,
would recommend you get one of those ones where you put it in and then you have a little bank of all those extra ports.
If you've got a number of items that charge off USB, yes.
Yes. Now, the another point to note is about if you are a wheelchair user or you need extra mobility aids like the Zimmers or those ones that are on wheels that you need. Because we were just talking before about the ship needing to use tenders because it's too big to get in a lot of the ports. Wheelchair users for sure cannot get on those tender boats. You won't be able to leave the ship until you are at port side. But also if you have those extra mobility accessories, possibly even 2 walking sticks, you will find it difficult to get on those tender boats. There are people there to help you, lots of the crew there to help you. However, I just know from experience from my mum's in her late 80s, she would not like a group of strangers trying to help her get off two moving platforms. So just bear that in mind when you book this, which ports you're going to, and whether or not you're happy to just remain on the ship for the duration of the cruise.
Yeah, check whether it's a tender or a port stop. One for the casino goers, and this it's not caught us out, but it's if you purchase chips on your sail pass, your onboard card, there is a 5% charge on top of that. That's 5% of the US dollars, so then you've got to convert that as well.
Yes, so it's a little bit, extra again.
So there is a little bit extra, but if you pay cash, they do give you an exchange rate. I don't know whether that exchange rate is good or bad, but there is no additional charge for cash. There is if you use your sail pass.
Yes, that was just one. And I think is that us? Oh, no. The very final one we just wanted to say was, so traditionally on the cruises you will have formal nights and then things like white night, maybe Gatsby night.
Depends on the cruise lines, but yeah.
Depends on the cruise. So they still do the formal nights here, and they do have some theme nights, and you will see in some of our other videos where we've been dressed up. The way they do it on the Royal Caribbean is they will have a theme night, but they won't publish it months in advance.
No,
it's pretty much published when you're on.
I think it was that day or 2 days before it came up on the app or something. And they didn't actually publish it, it was on the app, so you're strolling through your daily activities before you get on the ship, and it's there.
Now, it's quite nice that they do that, because what it means is for people who hate all that, having to dress up and having to conform to these things. Well, you kind of think you have to do these sort of things. I am not a number, I'm an individual. Yes, and you kind of think, I don't want to be standing there dressed up like or whatever. So it's quite nice because it's the staff that are doing the dressing up. The theme is part of what the ship is offering you. If you happen to have sort of like a Hawaiian shirt or something, put it on. Some people joined in, they had the leis and things, but and even on the formal nights, there are people who are dressed up to the nines, beautiful, glitzy from head to toe. Others, they just want to wear their shorts and a t-shirt.
They are pretty relaxed on the codes, aren't they? Sort of, so
nobody stands out, and nobody is judging or looking at anybody else. If you're more comfortable being informal, go for it.
Yeah, be respectful, be comfortable, enjoy your cruise.
For me, it's the only chance I get to get dressed up. There's very few places that we go that I can get dressed up, so I like getting dressed up. But nobody feels out of whichever way you like to go.
Well, those are the things that we think that we've found that we think it would be useful for you to know. If there's something else you want to know, please ask. We're more than happy to help you. Thanks for watching.
Yes, if you ask, then
will
other
tell.
people quite often want to know the same thing.
They'll
So
see
we will
it-
tell
they'll see
you.
it in the comments,
We'll
yeah.
tell you in the
Yeah.
comments. Yeah.
All right.
Sorry, I cut you off there.
That's okay. That's okay.
You do it all the time. I'm used to it.
So if you like this video, if you found it useful, or if you just want to sort of be nice to us, hit the like, hit the like button. Hit the what's the other one? Subscribe.
Oh, I don't
Please
know, just
subscribe.
hit all the buttons
Everything you
and
can see, hit it. Yeah.
subscribe. Yeah.
Like, subscribe, hit the notification button so you don't miss any more of our Quantum of the Sea series and all our other videos. Thanks for watching and take care, everybody. We will see you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye. That's a wrap.
That's a wrap. Certainly is.